Hey ladies, it's Danae, and today I'm going to share with you guys just a few terms that you may hear over and over again when you see people posting videos about makeup, or terms you may or may not hear me use. So just a few of those. The first one I'm going to tell you guys about is baking. You will not hear me use the term baking. The term baking is the act of putting a translucent powder on your face and allowing it to just sit on your face for up to 2 minutes and let your body heat hit it, and it bakes into your skin, and then you can finish brushing it in. Yeah, again, it's not a term you're going to hear me use. I really don't find it necessary or see where there's any difference in results between me just taking my kabuki brush and putting my translucent powder on, or throwing powder on my face and letting it sit there. I find it unnecessary. Contouring. So you'll hear me talk about contouring a lot. Contouring is simply the act of making areas stand out or not stand out. Defining the shape of your face. So I typically use either a darker concealer, or I will use the bronzer we have. And the areas I typically use contouring is right in here, because if you have a really round face, it'll make your face seem narrower. Some ladies will put it right in here. If you feel like your nose is wide, then you can put it on either side of your nose and blend it in, and it'll make your nose seem more narrow. If you put just a tiny bit of contouring under your bottom lip here, it gives you a more pouty lip. You can put it along your jawline, so those of us who feel like we have a double chin, it shadows that out. And if you feel like you have a bigger forehead, then you can put it up here. So contouring is actually really simple. I know a lot of people are afraid of it, but it's super easy. And at some point I'll make a video on that. The other one you're going to hear is cut crease. Okay, cut crease I don't use very often. I usually just talk about the crease of the eye, but what the cut crease is whenever you take a dark color and you apply it to the corner here and into the crease of your eye. The reason it's called cut crease is they call it cutting into the crease because you're applying that darker color, and it makes your eye seem more deep set, and it defines your eye more. The other one you're going to hear is kabuki brush, which I already mentioned. A kabuki brush is just a full dense brush that is used to apply powder foundations, or what I use mine for is to apply my translucent powder that sets my foundations. That one is a really easy term. One that you'll definitely hear me mention, because it's something I very much enjoy doing, is ombre. You can do ombre lips, you can do ombre eyes, or you can have ombre hair. My hair might not be showing up too ombre right now. Some of the purple has faded, but I did have mine ombre from the top to the bottom. The idea of ombre is going from a light to a dark gradually. So ombre lips, I like to apply a darker color liner and in the corners of my lips, and then I'll apply a lighter color in the center. Sometimes I'll use one of my favorites is pouty lip liner on the outside and in the corners, primal lip liner in the center, which is a white. And then I'll do like well-to-do or upscale or one of those over top. And it just makes the center of your lips kind of pop more and gives them a more pouty look. And you can do the same thing with your eyes. You can start out with a lighter color and gradually go darker. Some people call that an ombre eye. Some people call that a smoky eye. It's a personal preference what you want to call it. The other one is overline. Overline is the act of lining your lips just over the natural lip line, or just under in the case of your bottom lip. This is really great if you feel like your lips are small, Like I feel like my top lip is a little small, so I'll do it on my top lip, not so much on my bottom lip, and it gives me fuller lips, and it's super easy to do. You don't want to overdo it with it, just a little over, you can go a long ways with. Stippling. Stippling is another one that you may or may not hear me say, depends on the look I'm doing. Stippling is, there are stippling brushes. Unique does not have one right now. However, Elf does, and the one I use is from Elf, and it was only like $3 or $4. Stippling brush has really soft, a lighter amount of bristles at the top. And what stippling means is when you just dot your foundation on and you take your stippling brush and very lightly in circular motion kind of apply that, and you do that all over, as opposed to putting it all on with your hands or with a foundation brush where you're just quickly putting it in. There's really no one way is better than the other. The idea of stippling is it's supposed to give you a more airbrushed look. And then strobing. Strobing is when you highlight your face anywhere the sun would naturally hit it. There's different ways you can strobe. You can use a highlighter. You can use a lighter concealer, a lighter powder foundation. Sometimes I'll take one of our pigments, Curious, because it's this very pretty kind of opally white. And I'll put it right here on the top of my cheekbone, and I'll do just a little bit and rub it in. And that'll kind of really make that pop, because that's someplace where the sun would naturally hit. That's pretty much strobing. And strobing and highlighting are really kind of, in my opinion, are interchangeable interchangeable phrases. So you may hear me say highlighting, you may hear me say strobing. I think more often than not I use the term highlighting, but it's the same thing. You know, another place that's really popular is just under your eyes, putting a shade or two lighter, and that makes it look more natural, like the sun has hit you there. And then just a couple more. One that I'll actually touch on with a video as well is tight lining. Tight lining is the line just under your lashes and in your lashes. The reason tight lining is so popular and why I love it is because it makes your lashes look more complete and fuller. So if you want that fuller lash look, then you just simply take your eyeliner and you go just under your waterline here and just in your waterline here. And then you can blend those out with a liner brush and then apply your mascara, and it'll give you the illusion of having a fuller base for your lashes. And then the last one is waterline. And I think most women know what your waterline is, but just in case you don't, your waterline is this line right here. That's where most of us apply our eyeliner, or we'll apply it just under the waterline. I know one of the really popular things right now is to apply a white liner on your waterline and then a colored liner just under it. Oh, and one that I think I'll add in that I just thought of is Cupid's bow. One of my favorite actresses from like the 1920s, her name was Clara Bow. And the Cupid's bow is actually named after her. And your Cupid's bow is the little bow-shaped area of your lip. She became famous for that because she would accentuate the bow of her lip when she would put on her lipstick. So you'll hear people say things like highlight your Cupid's bow, and what that basically means is I'll take a small brush and I'll take one of my light concealers and I'll just do a tiny line here and kind of blend it a little bit, and that again gives you the illusion of a fuller lip. So I am hoping that some of these terms were new for you. I'm hoping that you learned something from it. If there's terms that you don't know what they are, feel free to ask, and if I know what they are, I'll be happy to share. Thanks, guys. Bye.